Most seniors over 70 are at risk for medical problems they don't even know they can prevent. Heart disease, diabetes, even falls, they're not inevitable. In fact, you can dramatically reduce the risk with simple steps starting today. But here's the truth. Too many seniors assume that age means illness. They think it's just a part of getting older. But what if it's not? What if you could be stronger, healthier, and more independent than you think? You could still enjoy your golden years with confidence and energy, free from the fear of hospital visits or falling. You might be thinking, that sounds too good to be true, but I'm here to tell you it's not. In just a few minutes, I'm going to share 5 serious medical problems seniors face, and most importantly, what you can do today to prevent them. These aren't complicated solutions, and you don't need a gym membership or expensive treatments. These are practical, everyday steps that could make all the difference in protecting your health and well-being. So, if you want to safeguard your future and keep doing the things you love without worry, keep watching, because what I'm about to share could change everything. If protecting your health or a loved one's health matters to you, hit that like button and subscribe right now so you never miss life-changing advice like this. You don't want to wait until it's too late. Maybe you've noticed it, your energy isn't what it used to be. You're not bouncing out of bed with the same enthusiasm. You feel that little extra weight on your shoulders as you move through your day. Or maybe it's not the energy, but the way your body feels. Simple things, like walking to the mailbox, bending down to pick something up, or even getting up from a chair, become more difficult. Your joints ache. Your knees lock when you try to stand up too quickly. You take that first step and feel a little wobbly, then catch yourself hoping no one saw. Or you're worried about your balance. Maybe you've had a few close calls where you almost tripped or fell, and you caught yourself just in time. Maybe it's not pain, but instability. And deep down you know one bad step could change everything. These aren't just signs of getting older. They're warning signs, red flags that something deeper might be going on, and if left unchecked, could lead to bigger problems down the road. It's not just about getting older. It's about losing your independence, your ability to do the things you love, or even worse, having to rely on others when you don't want to. You might be feeling frustrated because it feels like your body is betraying you. Maybe you've seen friends or loved ones struggle with these same issues, and you wonder, is this just the way things are now? But the good news is, you don't have to accept it. There are steps you can take to get back on track and protect yourself from these common health problems. What's one health concern that's been on your mind lately? Leave a comment and let's talk about it. You're not alone in this. I worked with a man named Jack in his early 70s who thought he was in great shape. He was active, he ate well, and he took pride in his independence. But there was one thing he kept ignoring, his balance. At first, it wasn't a big deal. He'd occasionally feel a little unsteady when standing up or walking on uneven ground, but he brushed it off. He thought it was just part of aging. He'd tell himself, "It's nothing, I'm fine." But one evening, things changed. Jack was walking to the kitchen when his legs suddenly gave way. He didn't trip. He didn't stumble over anything. His body simply failed him. He collapsed to the floor, and for a few moments he just sat there in disbelief. He knew that if he hadn't caught himself, it could have been far worse. He could have cracked his hip, hit his head, or worse. He could have ended up in the hospital, and everything he'd worked to maintain, his independence, his strength, could have been taken away in an instant. That night, Jack called me. He was scared. He was frustrated. "I don't know what's happening," he told me. "I'm not ready to lose my balance. I still want to live life on my own terms." We sat down and took a hard look at what was going on with his body. Turns out, Jack had been neglecting one critical aspect of his health, the muscles that support his balance. It wasn't age that was the problem. It was muscle weakness and poor mobility. That's when we put together a simple 2-minute daily exercise routine. The good news? Jack stuck with it. He saw improvements within days. His balance started to improve and he felt more confident on his feet. Now Jack is walking again without worrying about falling or losing his independence. He's more active, happier and healthier than he thought possible just weeks ago. And the best part? Jack's story isn't unique. With the right approach, anyone can make a comeback. You don't have to wait for a wake-up call like Jack had. You can start today and protect your health before a fall or a medical crisis happens. Are you ready to take action? It's not just about getting older. It's about the choices we make along the way. You see, the problems seniors face, heart disease, diabetes, balance issues, even falls, they're not inevitable. They don't happen because we're getting older. They happen because certain lifestyle factors quietly build up over time, often without us even realizing it. Think of it like a car. You wouldn't drive your car for years without checking the oil, changing the tires, or maintaining the engine, right? You know that neglecting these small tasks can lead to bigger problems down the road. Well, your body works the same way. When you ignore things like movement, exercise, or diet, it's like not changing the oil in your car. Small issues start to snowball, and before you know it, you're dealing with a bigger problem, like a fall or heart disease. Take balance, for example. It's not just about standing still or walking. Your balance is controlled by a complex system of muscles, joints, and the nervous system that work together to keep you stable. But as we age, many of us neglect those muscles that are responsible for stability, especially the ones in the hips, legs, and core. If these muscles aren't being properly engaged or strengthened, your body starts to lose its ability to stabilize itself, leading to falls and instability. And that's just one example. The same applies to heart disease, diabetes, and high blood pressure. These are silent threats, slowly building in the background. It's not the aging process itself, but the habits and choices we make that either protect or harm our health. The good news? When you know the root cause, you can prevent it. These conditions don't have to be a given. With simple, actionable steps, you can stop them in their tracks. Taking care of your body now, just like you would your car, prevents those silent threats from becoming dangerous, life-altering issues later on. It's all about making small, consistent changes that add up to big improvements. And the best part? These are changes you can start today. Medical problem 1. Heart disease. Heart disease is the #1 cause of death for seniors over 70, but here's what most people don't realize. It doesn't sneak up overnight. It builds slowly, over years. And it's not just bad luck or bad genes. In most cases, it's caused by 3 things: poor diet, lack of movement, and unmanaged stress. That means it's not only preventable, it's reversible if you catch it early enough. Let's start with diet. As we age, our arteries naturally become a little stiffer. But when we add in years of salty processed foods, too much sugar, and not enough fruits, vegetables, and healthy fats, those arteries start clogging up like an old rusty pipe. Plaque builds, blood pressure rises, and your heart, that incredible pump that's been beating every day of your life, has to work harder and harder until one day it can't keep up. Then there's exercise, or the lack of it. The heart is a muscle. And like any muscle, if you don't use it, you lose it. You don't need a gym. You don't need equipment. You just need movement. Here's a powerful truth. Just 30 minutes of brisk walking a day can lower your risk of heart disease by up to 30%. That could be 3 10-minute walks around your home, or walking in place while watching TV. Small steps done daily truly matter. Finally, let's talk about stress. Stress doesn't just affect your mind, it affects your heart. When you're constantly worried, overwhelmed, or feeling out of control, your body floods with stress hormones like cortisol. Over time, those hormones raise blood pressure, constrict your blood vessels, and put extra strain on your heart. But there's a fix. Try this simple 2-minute practice. Sit down, close your eyes. Take a slow breath in through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold it for 4 seconds. Then breathe out slowly for 6 seconds. Repeat. This calms your nervous system, lowers stress hormones, and signals your heart it's safe to relax. You don't have to overhaul your entire life. You just need to start. Swap the salty snacks for a handful of walnuts or berries. Take that short walk, even if it's just down the hall. Pause once a day to breathe deeply and let your heart rest. The biggest danger with heart disease is thinking it's just part of aging. It's not. It's the result of years of quiet habits you can change starting today. Your heart is strong. It's been beating for you every moment of your life. Now it's your turn to give it some care back. Medical problem 2. Diabetes. Type 2 diabetes doesn't always start with symptoms. It creeps in slowly, first with fatigue, maybe a little weight gain or constant thirst. And before you know it, your blood sugar is out of control, putting your eyes, kidneys, nerves, and heart at serious risk. But here's the truth. For most seniors, diabetes is not inevitable. It's caused again and again by the same hidden culprits: poor eating habits, too much sitting, and years of unbalanced blood sugar. Let's talk about the root of it: insulin resistance. As we age, our cells become less responsive to insulin, the hormone that helps move sugar from your blood into your cells. When that happens, sugar stays in your bloodstream too long, building up like a traffic jam. Eventually, your pancreas gets overwhelmed, and that's when diabetes officially steps in. Now, one of the biggest drivers of this: inactivity. When you sit for hours watching TV, scrolling your phone, or just not moving, your muscles don't use glucose efficiently. But even light movement throughout the day can change that. Here's a simple tip. Stand up and move for 5 minutes every hour. Walk in place. Do arm circles. Stretch your legs. It's not exercise, it's activation. And it helps your body use sugar properly, preventing spikes that do long-term damage. Then comes food, and this is where many seniors feel stuck. The truth is, you don't need to give up everything. You just need to make better swaps. Instead of cookies or crackers, reach for a handful of almonds or fresh berries. Instead of white bread or pasta, try whole grains like oats or quinoa. And always aim for balance. A plate with some protein, a bit of healthy fat, and fiber-rich vegetables slows sugar absorption and keeps you full longer. One of the most powerful things you can do: monitor your blood sugar. You don't need to obsess over it, but knowing your numbers gives you power. You'll see how your body reacts to different meals, stress, and sleep. You'll spot patterns before they become problems. And with that awareness, you can adjust early, before diabetes takes root. Here's the part people miss. Diabetes doesn't just affect your blood, it affects your whole life. It robs you of energy. It clouds your thinking. It increases your risk of stroke, kidney disease, vision loss, even amputation. But all of that is preventable. Start small. Swap out that sugary snack. Take a short walk after meals. Check your blood sugar once a week. These are quiet, consistent choices that protect your independence, your brain, and your future. You are not helpless. You are not too old to make a change. You are powerful, especially when you act early. Medical problem 3. High blood pressure. High blood pressure is called the silent killer for a reason. It often shows no symptoms until it's too late. No pain, no dizziness, no warning, just a sudden stroke, heart attack, or kidney failure. And yet, it's one of the most preventable medical problems facing seniors over 70. Here's what's really driving it: too much salt, too little movement, and too many years of silent damage. Let's start with salt. You might think, I don't add that much salt to my food. But the truth is, over 70% of the sodium we consume comes from processed foods. Canned soups, frozen dinners, deli meats, even that slice of bread. They're packed with hidden sodium. And when your body takes in more salt than it can handle, it holds on to water. That extra fluid increases the pressure inside your blood vessels, forcing your heart to work harder with every beat. Next is smoking. Yes, even if you quit years ago, the damage lingers. Nicotine and other chemicals in cigarettes stiffen and narrow your arteries, making it harder for blood to flow freely. And if you still smoke, even occasionally, every puff is pushing your blood pressure up inch by inch. And then there's lack of movement. When you sit for too long, your blood vessels lose flexibility. Your circulation slows. Your heart starts to lose efficiency. But here's the good news. You don't need to run a marathon. Even light exercise, like walking, gentle stretching, or chair yoga, can help your blood vessels relax and regulate pressure more effectively. Here's a practical tip you can use today. Start flavoring your meals with herbs and spices instead of salt. Basil, oregano, turmeric, garlic, lemon. These not only add taste, but also offer natural health benefits. Gradually reduce processed foods like canned soups, frozen meals, or salty snacks. Your taste buds will adjust, and your blood pressure will thank you. And don't skip this next part. Check your blood pressure regularly. Not just at the doctor's office, get a home monitor. Know your numbers. Aim for below 120/80, unless your doctor says otherwise. Because if your blood pressure is creeping up, you want to know before it causes permanent damage. Remember, high blood pressure isn't just about the heart. It affects your brain, increasing your risk of stroke and memory loss. It affects your eyes, damaging blood vessels that control your vision. It affects your kidneys, making it harder for them to filter waste. But none of that has to happen. With a few daily changes, moving more, reducing salt, checking your numbers, you can protect your body from the inside out. You deserve peace of mind. You deserve strength. And you deserve to live without the shadow of a silent killer following you. Let's keep your heart safe, one small step at a time. Medical problem 4. Falls. It's one bad step. That's all it takes to change everything. A fall might seem minor until it leads to a broken hip, a long hospital stay, or even a permanent loss of independence. In fact, falls are the #1 cause of injury-related death in adults over 65. And yet, so many people believe they're just a normal part of aging. But they're not. Falls are a sign, a warning that something deeper is going on. It often starts with muscle weakness, especially in the hips, thighs, and ankles. These muscles help you stay upright, catch yourself if you stumble, and navigate uneven surfaces. But if they're underused or simply not activated, they slowly shrink and lose power. You might not notice it at first, until one day you turn too quickly or step off a curb and your body doesn't respond fast enough. Then there's balance. Balance is a skill, not just a reflex. It depends on the connection between your eyes, ears, joints, and brain. And if one part of that chain starts to weaken, your inner ear, your foot sensitivity, your reaction time, your balance begins to slip. And don't overlook vision. If you can't clearly see a step, a rug, or a change in floor height, you're far more likely to trip. Glaucoma, cataracts, or outdated glasses can quietly raise your fall risk every single day. So what can you do? First, you build strength, even in small ways. Here's one of the simplest, most effective moves. Chair leg lifts. Stand behind a sturdy chair. Hold the back for support. Slowly lift one leg straight out to the side, just a few inches off the ground. Hold for 3 seconds, then lower. Repeat 10 times per leg. Do this once or twice a day. You'll feel it in your hips, and that's exactly the point. This exercise activates your glute medius, a muscle critical for stability and side-to-side motion. And when this muscle wakes up, your balance improves almost immediately. Second, do a home safety check. Remove loose rugs. Add grab bars in the bathroom. Improve lighting, especially on stairs and hallways. Third, schedule an annual eye exam. Update your prescriptions. Ask about depth perception and peripheral vision, which are crucial for safe movement. Here's the part no one talks about. A fall doesn't just hurt your body. It can take away your confidence. People who fall once often become afraid to move, so they move less. That causes more weakness and increases their risk of falling again. It's a dangerous cycle, but you can break it. With 2 minutes a day, with one small movement, with a commitment to strengthen your body one step at a time. You don't have to live in fear of falling. You can reclaim your balance, and you can move through life with more strength, more confidence, and more control. Medical problem 5. Vision loss. Imagine waking up one morning and struggling to read the numbers on your clock, or reaching for a cup only to knock it over because you didn't see it clearly. For many seniors, vision loss sneaks up slowly until one day it's affecting everything. Reading, driving, recognizing faces, even walking safely becomes more difficult when your eyes aren't sharp. But here's the good news. A large portion of vision problems after age 70 are preventable, or at the very least, manageable. So why are so many older adults losing their sight? It starts with neglected eye exams. Conditions like glaucoma, macular degeneration, and diabetic retinopathy often develop without noticeable symptoms. By the time you see changes, the damage may already be done. That's why eye doctors say the most dangerous eye disease is the one you don't feel coming. Just one comprehensive eye exam a year can catch these issues early, when they're still treatable. And if you're managing diabetes or high blood pressure, those regular checkups become even more critical. But exams are only half the story. What you eat can literally shape how you see the world. Your eyes need fuel, specific nutrients that protect and repair the delicate tissues inside them. Let's start with vitamin A. It keeps the surface of your eye, the cornea, clear and moist. It also supports night vision. Foods rich in vitamin A include carrots, sweet potatoes, butternut, squash, eggs. Then there's vitamin C, a powerful antioxidant that helps fight off damage to the eye's lens. You'll find it in oranges, bell peppers, strawberries, broccoli. But perhaps the most underrated protectors of your eyes are leafy greens, like spinach and kale. These are packed with lutein and zeaxanthin, compounds that protect your retina from light damage. They act like natural sunglasses, shielding your inner eye from harmful blue light and slowing the progression of age-related degeneration. Here's a simple, powerful daily habit. Add 1 handful of leafy greens to your lunch or dinner. It could be a spinach omelette, a kale salad, or even blended into a smoothie. That one choice a day could help keep your vision clear for years longer. Also, remember to stay hydrated. Dry eyes can blur your vision and cause discomfort. As we age, our tear production naturally slows down, so drink plenty of water and use lubricating drops if needed. And finally, protect your eyes like you protect your skin. Wear sunglasses that block UVA and UVB rays whenever you're outside. UV damage is cumulative and it speeds up cataract formation. Your eyesight is one of the most precious tools for independence. Don't wait until the world looks dim or distorted to start caring for it. You have more control over your vision than you think. And it starts with a simple commitment. See your eye doctor. Feed your eyes well and protect your sight, because you deserve to see life clearly. When Carol first came to us, she was exhausted. Not just physically, emotionally drained. She said, "I used to be active. Now I feel like I'm just trying not to fall apart." Her blood pressure was creeping up. Her vision was getting blurry. She was gaining weight without changing her habits. But the scariest part? She felt like her body was turning against her, and she had no idea how to stop it. We started simple, just a short morning walk, a few healthier food swaps, and a gentle strength routine she could do in her living room. She pushed back at first. "I'm too old for this to make a difference." But within a few weeks, things started changing. Her energy picked up. She stopped needing that mid-afternoon nap. Her blood pressure? Down. Her blood sugar? More stable. Her balance? Noticeably better. And then something bigger happened. She stopped worrying. No more checking her pulse 10 times a day. No more skipping events out of fear she'd get dizzy or fall. She went back to her gardening, the very place where she once fainted. Not with fear, but with joy. She even started teaching her neighbors some of the leg exercises she'd learned. Her husband said, "She's smiling again, laughing again. I didn't realize how much we'd both lost until she got it back." That's the power of taking control. Not just of your health, but your confidence, your freedom, your life. Carol didn't just avoid a crisis. She rewrote her story. And so can you. Here's the truth. You don't have to wait for a crisis to change your life. You don't have to wait for the bad news, the scary diagnosis, or the moment your legs give out. Right now, this moment, you have the power to make different choices. Not perfect choices, just better ones. Because protecting your health isn't just about avoiding illness. It's about living the way you want to live, getting up without pain, walking without fear, laughing without limits, holding your grandchild's hand, not the handrail. Every step you take today adds up to more freedom, more strength, more life. And if you're thinking, "It's too late for me," let me remind you, it's not. It never is. Your body is waiting to respond. All it needs is a signal, a walk, a stretch, a glass of water, a better meal. Don't wait for a wake-up call like Carol had. Start today, and you'll feel the difference tomorrow. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever been surprised by a health issue that could have been prevented? What changes did you make afterward? Leave a comment. Your story could help someone else take that first step. And if you want more real, simple advice for staying healthy and aging well, tap subscribe. You don't have to figure this out alone. We're doing this together. Because aging well doesn't happen by accident. It happens by action. And you've already started. You've got